Hello, Scorpio. These are your tarot cards for December of 2022. I'm DanielleStimpson of Learn Reiki Philadelphia. I highly recommend that you check out your sun, moon, and rising signs to get the most complete view of your month ahead. If you'd like to learn more about my 5 times weekly Reiki and Crystal live streams, go ahead and click that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss an opportunity to join in. And if you'd like to learn more about my online Reiki classes, community Discord, social media, or crystal shop, go ahead and check the description below. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and see what this cards have in store for you this month. Okay, so this month, Scorpio, is pretty exciting stuff. There's a lot of movement, and I know there's been a lot of suspended animation and a lot of kind of stuck and tricky energy the last several months, for a lot of you even more than that. This month we get started off with the focus, the theme being Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands is all about energy already in motion. It's like you couldn't stop it if you tried. The train has already left the station. So this is a lot of getting stuff done energy. I would say that the theme here is on moving forward, making changes, actually getting boots on the ground and doing the things that you've wanted to do for some time. It also suggests that there's going to be a lot of sort of fast moving energy. Everything is going to happen very, very quickly. So keep that in mind as you go through the month. There's definitely some advice of things to keep in mind, but you're going to be kind of full steam ahead all this month. The card that sheds some light on where you're starting off this month, how you're stepping into things, is the Eight of Coins or Eight of Pentacles. This card really talks about being hard at work, doing what it is you do. And this is something you've been, as we've talked about in months prior, this is something you've been at work with for a long time. And it is time to take these things you've been working at and bring them forward and actually get them done. So in whatever aspect of your life these things are happening, it goes from I've been working at it, I've been working diligently, I've been fine-tuning, I've been giving it my all, to all of a sudden things are just sort of blowing out the gate. It's a really great and fertile time for you, and we're going to get some advice as to what to watch out for and how to make the most of it. So the challenge card came up as the Fountain in the transverse. The Fountain card is not in the traditional astrology, or traditional tarot rather. This is a card that is added specifically to the Fountain Tarot. This has to do with being. This has to do with seeing ourselves as part of the whole, sort of like the very essence of what meditation would be, to feel that interconnectedness of all things and the web of life sensibility, how we relate to the universe, how the universe relates to us, that we are one of a part of things. Now, it's in the reverse, so that's saying that you might find it difficult to be in that sort of spiritual, philosophical kind of place of I'm interconnected with everything, I'm part of the whole. And that's because right now you're dealing with some very get it done kind of visceral earth-based energy. And this is about, Eight of Wands is all about making things happen. And the Fountain is all about just simply being and existing. This in the reverse, I think, is a bit of a nod to watch out for, number one, watch out for your ego. Watch out that you're not putting your foot in your mouth. Keep an eye out that you are looking for the greatest way to go about things on a level beyond just what you want it to look like. What would make it most viable? This in the reverse can mean that there's a lack of foresight to some extent. Given that there's so much action energy, I feel like this is a little bit of difficulty seeing the forest for the trees, at least in the short term. But and this is considered a major arcana in this deck. So if you have any time that you can make to reflect, to think about the big picture, remind yourself the bigger meaning of what you're doing, why this has been so important to you, and not just the day-to-day, you'll fare better in the long run. whether it's like a mission statement that you want to write or something that you want to have that reminds you what was the catalyst for all of this. That might help you remain really present in the moment as everything moves so quickly. So how best to move forward? Here we have the Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords is very much intellectual, can be very abrupt, but can, sometimes be called for. Abruptness is sometimes called for. The Queen of Swords rather is very much about intellect and thinking, but also about being very direct and saying yes and no very clearly. She's not somebody who, she definitely suffers fools, never. She will not have her time wasted. She's not that kind of an entity. She's not that kind of an energy. This is the kind of energy that is about, you will be called upon to make a lot of decisions in the moment and make the thing happen. You'll want to be not so much mulling it over too much, but then keeping this in mind with what we had as the challenge card. Yes, you're going to need to say yeses, nos, and how things go in the moment very quickly, and trying to do that while also remaining grounded in the why you're here, what has motivated you this far, is going to help her to make the right decisions in that moment when she's really coming from a more logical and analytical place and not so much like a spiritual, emotional place. That brings us to the Whispers from Your Guides card. So your guides have a love note for you, a bit of advice and wisdom. What would it be? And it's another face card. It's the King of Cups. So what they're saying is, yes, the best way forward is definitely go forward, be that Queen of Swords. Say what you need done and what you don't need done. Be clear. And at the same time, don't lose sight of the empathy that comes from this. That very much is related to the fountain. When we're interconnected with everything, we have the empathy, we have the concept that what we do impacts other people, what other people do impacts us, and that we're part of a collective humanity. He's basically saying, and what your guides are basically saying is, don't lose sight of that. Don't lose sight of how important these things are and how you relate to others. Take a step back and look at the larger implications of what you're doing, and making sure that you're not just doing the nuts and bolts of what will get it done and get it done on paper. Kind of slow your roll for a moment, and before you drop those very harsh Queen of Swords moments on people, think longer term about why you need to set it up in such a way so that you do have a place where the right players want to show up and want to stay on your cause. So this would basically say, your guides are saying, don't forget the other people. Don't forget to have a heart and have empathy while you're really embodying this Queen of Swords, Queen entrepreneur, you're hired, you're fired kind of mentality. Don't lose your humanity in that. And don't lose sight of the things that matter beyond the balance sheet. So with that, I wish you the best of months ahead. Simply keep going. You've got this. You've got so much momentum going behind you. Just make sure you don't lose track of what got you started here in the first place, and you will do incredibly well. I suggest that you subscribe with notifications on if you want to be the first to know when your January tarot cards are up. Your stones for this month are Caribbean blue calcite with aragonite, which helps to balance the upper chakras with the lower. Larimar, which helps with balancing our sense of our spiritual purpose along with our ego and sense of self, and helps us to really innovate as well. And lapis, which is integrity and honesty in all ways of conducting any kind of business or working alongside with anyone, so that you will embody those principles, and hopefully so will they. Career-wise, that can help you move up in career too. So if this is related to career, that can be helpful in its own way. So with that, take care. I hope to see you again for January, and bye for now.